Hey, Leilani Cawthon here, CEO of Learning Council News Media. I am in Virginia. I'm super excited. A lot of really smart people in the room today. Sorry you guys were later, but it was really fun. We had a lot of fun. Michelle, did we not have fun?
We had fun.
We had fun. Okay, so I have with me today, I'm going to start on your side, Nick. Nick Napolitano, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, Fauquier County.
Well, thank you.
Woohoo! Nice to have
Nice
you.
to be here.
Dr. Meaghan Brill, Deputy Superintendent, Fauquier County. Good to have you. And Dr. Michelle Reid, Superintendent, Fairfax County. Good. All right, so we had a lot of really good conversations. We talked a lot about what is human intelligence, because we're trying to balance AI. We talked a lot about AI and where it's going to go next into owned instances inside the enterprise, so that you don't have to worry about the black boxness of the consumer commercial world. So I'm just staging this for you two. My first question, and they'll all be softball questions, hopefully. Nick, what are you most proud of for your district or for your role?
Just in general or related to AI?
Not your side activities in life.
No, I mean
in the district, yeah.
in the districts.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of things I'm proud of, but I think what I'm most proud of is the different types of opportunities that we allow our students. You know, it's not just about the typical curriculum and instruction. We have many opportunities. We have cybersecurity, nursing, different trades. I think those are the things that make me most excited. And what I'm most proud of is that when people think of K-12 education, I think they think of math, English, science, social studies. Not that those aren't important.
Yeah.
There's so many other opportunities that we offer our students to really make them a well-rounded, blended individual.
That's awesome. Okay, good. I need
Was I supposed to
next
do something?
time. Hopefully that picked that up. But yeah, pass that to her. We'll have her go next. Yeah, try to hold that because that's going to the recording. Okay. What are you most proud of? You're next.
Well, I mean, I would agree with what Mr. Napolitano mentioned. We really have a diverse offering for our students, and we try to meet them where they are and then encourage them to explore opportunities and options that they might have. So I think we're really mindful of what our students need. And I think we really also think about how we can partner with them and their families. So we're supportive. We're small, I would say we're a mid-sized division, and so we really can provide some different opportunities for students. So I think that's definitely a great way to look at it, something that we are proud of and that we focus on in everything that we do and all the decisions. We're very student-centered, very mindful of students. So I think those are great things.
Yeah, that's excellent. All right.
So I'm most proud of our children and our staff, the amazing things they create every day, and the fact that they stay curious. And I think I'm very proud of that. And I'm proud that we remain committed to the power and promise of public education.
Awesome. Do you guys like that? This is coming back to you. We'll just keep doing circles, right? Okay, so that was the first simple question. The right button at the top, just press blue. Boop. There you go.
I don't need to hold.
Yeah, this is for the room. That's for the recording.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, we have two of them. Okay, so my next question is really, we're living in kind of challenging times. Like I mentioned before, we've got AI coming in hot and heavy. We need to counter or balance that or align with it in terms of elevating every area of human intelligence. And that's not just math and language. We all have known that all of our lives. But we haven't necessarily focused in on that and said to ourselves, okay, here's this new AI thing. These kids are going to graduate in the world we don't even know yet, right? How are we going to elevate all of them in a different way? This is a challenge. Have you looked at the challenge, and what are your challenges? You first. He's like, why am I always on deck first? This is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've definitely looked at the challenges. I mean, we've definitely been made aware of them. You know, I'm just going to be blunt. I think that's the way I usually approach things. So typically schools are behind the rest of the industries when it comes to certain things.
Yes.
AI being one of them.
Yes.
100%. You can go into most businesses, especially larger businesses, and they're already incorporating AI into aspects of their facilities. Schools are kind of on the catch-up mode of how do we incorporate this into the lives of our students, right? We saw the same struggles when email came out and social media and all these other things, right? And we were always kind of trailing behind to figure out how we were going to catch up. I personally think the way that we do that is to slowly incorporate it into certain aspects of the curriculum so that they can begin to learn it as they kind of how we do with language, right? We start younger, and then as it builds, you incorporate more of it.
Yeah.
But I also think we can't get lost in the fact that it's not just AI. And I know it touched base here on one of the questions is that AI has a huge push, but there's also the other, what some people will call the other end of the spectrum, which are the trade jobs that we need in order to build the facilities and things to use for AI, right? And so I think that's important also, is that as we were talking before, there's a place to meet kids where they are, and there's a place for everyone. And so exposing all kids to AI is great, but not all kids are going to pursue that in their future. And I still think it's important to make sure that we have places for those students who excel at working with their hands or creating things that aren't necessarily technology based.
Yeah, I love that you said that. Don't you guys? Because what it caused me to think of, and then we'll have him hand the mic to you, is it caused me to think of, like, I remember the times of the Votex, right? Remember all the Votex? And then they all closed down, it seemed like, for a really long time. And everything swung to thou must get a degree, a master's degree, and doctorate, right? And STEM, 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 STEM. And you just painted the picture of, we've been thinking in two-factor logic, basically. It's either this or that, right?
Yep.
And we even got rid of that for a while. You just painted a picture of an infinity-based logic band, right?
That's the word I was looking for.
Infinity-based logic. Yeah, that's what you were going to say, right? You were totally going to say that. Yeah, so infinity-based logic as we look at kids. We're not looking for just college outcome, right? We're not looking for just trade outcome. We might actually be looking at, let's create an entirely new industry outcome from nothing, right? Like it's never even been thought of by humanity before, right? I love that attitude. Okay, infinity-based logic, man. Moving on to you, Dr. Brill.
So we have definitely, thought about it, and it's something that we are working on actively. I think we're aware that this is the way the world is moving, and we need to embrace it. But I think education is no different than any other industry. Change is scary, change is tough. People are sometimes cautious and perhaps intimidated. So I think there's also an opportunity for us to educate our staff.
Yes.
And to embrace it there, to train them, to educate, to build into what they're doing and show them how it could be useful, how it could be embraced. So we need to start with facets of our everyday lives and how we might be able to build it in small, into classroom spaces, into our workforce solutions, into ways that we work on a daily basis. How can we embrace it and then model that so that there are small steps that will then eventually get us to a place where we are using it to its capacity, or at least in a different way, or thinking about how it could enhance what we're doing. So I definitely think it can be scary, and we battle that with change on anything that we bring in. But I think we have to constantly be looking at it and seeing how it's evolving and moving and what we can do to embrace that and educate our staff, who will then bring it into classroom spaces and work with our students. So.
Excellent. Excellent. I like that. All right, so I'm going to have her give the mic to Michelle. Your thoughts? Same question, Arena.
So we don't really think about challenges. We just think about it as another opportunity. So
Whoa, that was like 10 bonus points, right? That was
Wow.
amazing. That was awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the first time in our nation's history, 65% of our children across the country in K-12 classrooms are preparing for careers that don't exist today. And so when I think about that, and when our staff collectively thinks about that, we think about all the skills our children will need to work within a structure AI, machine science, quantum, data science, all of those areas. And those are core skills, right? Critical thinking, the ability to work with one another, to appreciate the arts and rhythms and patterns and mathematics. And so I think that from where I sit, it's critical that our leadership team thinks about planning for our children's future and not our past, because we're very good at the things that we were comfortable with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in times of stress, we go back to those spaces that made us feel in control and comfortable. And so we know we learn at the edge of our competence, not in safe space way back, right? In terms of our learning. So I think as leaders, our responsibility is to make sure our staff and our children are comfortable on those edges of their competence, and still are able to be curious a little longer if we're going to more than adequately prepare our children.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, you keep the mic because I'm going to put you on deck first this time. Last question.
Okay.
Last question, and then like anything else you want to say at the very end. And then we'll turn the camera off probably and ask the audience for questions. That sound cool, you guys? Get ready for humdingers, but no real humdingers, okay? Just kidding. So the last question I want to ask is, well, how do you feel as leadership really different now for you? Like, what are you facing down? Like, how do you feel about your role and how much you have to adapt to change right now?
So I think there's never been a more incredible time to be a leader in public education. I think that we have so many opportunities, right? We're always at a crossroads. And I think that leadership today requires being very clear about your own personal why. You can't lead others unless you're able to lead yourself, right? Being grounded, centered in your core values about what it is you're leading.
Yeah.
Because you will be challenged. And I think that the ability to develop the next generation of leaders, I've done this work for 45 years. So I look at the work in many ways as, and I think about my senior team and the middle management team and our principals, how are we teaching what we've learned so that the next generation of leaders feels strong and confident and capable to not just lead ideas, but to lead people.
Yeah, you got to be on both sides now, don't you? And probably even AI strategy. Wow. That was well said. I like that again. That's more bonus points for you. You guys have got to catch up on the bonus points. You ready for that?
Years of experience.
Okay,
Coming
Meaghan.
now.
Meaghan.
So I would say, even in the time, even in the time that I have had a career in education, which is almost 20 years, but I'll say that it's changed so much, and you really just have to be flexible. You really have to understand that the landscape is going to shift, and
Probably every morning.
yes,
Up for a surprise.
It's
Yeah.
But you have to know what
Constantly.
you're willing to be flexible about.
correct. Sure. You have to know your morals and values and as non-negotiables, and you develop those over time. Absolutely. And I think you have that solid footing by having experiences that challenge you to grow, and you're constantly looking for those opportunities to expand what you're doing, refine your practice, a lot of reflection, a lot of how did we handle that, coming back to your team and saying, could we have done this differently in the future? Would we handle this a different way? I think just having a really strong team where you trust them in a space where you can grow, and you challenge people to grow as well, right? You're working towards a vision and making sure that the whole team is working on that. I think you can really solve a lot, and you can be confident in doing what's best for kids if you know who you are in your leadership journey and you share that with your team and you make sure that you're all working towards those same things. So no matter how it changes, if you know that, you're able to really make decisions that are best for kids. And that's at the center of everything we do. So no matter what changes, if we're doing what's best for kids.
I like that too. That was like that's 10 bonus points at least right there. Yeah, like Nick, the pressure's on. Yeah, leadership for you.
I gotta come out of the gate with something good here.
Yeah, try to put that other mic closer to you. Yeah, right there.
I mean, obviously, that was you both very well said, and I think I'm going to kind of piggyback off of a little bit about what both of you said. As compared to the past to now, even in the 22 years that I've been in education and the last 11 in leadership, there's definitely different challenges than there were in the past.
Yeah.
But sticking to your goals and morals and strengths is what guides you through that.
Yeah.
I have the fortunate ability to work with Dr. Brill at our senior level, and she mentioned trust, and that's extremely important. I think if you have a foundation of trust amongst your leadership, then that can trickle down to the rest of your division, and that's extremely important. And talking about experience, I think there's a quote. I know some people in here know I love quotes, but experience is what you get when you don't get what you wanted, right? And so I think
Wow, I
that
love that. Say that again.
experience is what you get when you don't get what you wanted, right? So, and I think every day that's what we get, right? Because someone calls, or there's an issue, or there's a concern, whether it's a parent, a community member, or a staff member, working through that every single time one of those challenges comes up as a leader, you get experience from it so that the next time you learn from it.
Yeah, and you guys pretty much, every superintendent I know now is like, every day is a surprise, like every day, right? Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm now that you brought up famous quotes, I'm gonna have to give mine that I gave earlier. You're gonna laugh when you hear this one again. So I guess Henry Ford once said, if I would have asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses, right? And of course, we all know he went to build cars. My challenge back to you guys, and then we'll have a final round of comments, is basically, I think what the American public wants is not just faster teachers. Mm-hmm. Don't just add AI as another tool. You need to start thinking about the change in operations. AI as an infrastructure to an altered entity, the entire institution, not just the teachers. That's your execution level. Right, that's like the Amazon driver. I'm asking you to be Amazon, the entity that manipulates and manages the ship from anywhere, here, there, then execute at the nth level. This is a whole new level of operation, I think, that we're bringing into this field. AI as an operational change. So I'm going to put you on deck first because she's already heard all this. She's like, Michelle's already. Or do you want to go first this time? Are you ready?
I am easy.
She's easy. Okay, hand her the mic.
No,
yeah. Okay. He's gonna go first. No, is that still on? Yeah.
No,
It's got to be blue. Yeah.
I'm
Tap
gonna turn
it.
it on.
Tap it.
If I'm going first.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Good. Yeah. So, what's your comment on that? Because that's kind of a wild idea. Are you gonna have just faster horses, or what are you gonna do? Build the car? Build the airplane? Build the rocket jet?
I feel like it's kind of bordering the line of saying that at some point AI will replace teachers.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying operational level, the enterprise. It's a different level of thinking. You didn't get the whole spiel today.
Yeah.
So you got thrown
Thank
in. Yeah. Michelle,
throw a
thank you.
lifeline. Yeah. So I often share with our team that there's nothing wrong with our children.
No.
Right?
Or
it's
your
our
teachers.
systems.
Yeah.
And our systems are perfectly designed to get the results we get. And if we want different results, we need to disrupt our systems, right? So,
yes.
I mean, it's that simple.
I
think AI or any new technology is really another structure, another scaffolding strategy, another point in understanding for our children. And we have children, as you all do, from every background and demographic possible, who have very different experiences with technology in general and life and one another. And so I think as we think about the systems we have in place and how those account for learning on any content area, we simply have to make sure that they're connecting with all our children.
Yes.
And I think that our families, we have extremes on 10% of both political continuums probably. And if we spend too much time responding to either extreme, we lose the 80% of the people that trust that we're just doing the work that they expect us to do. So I think that as long as we keep our focus on the children, as you have, I think, really emphasized, and teach those core skills, critical thinking, right, and ability to work together, whether it's AI or anything else. It's the trajectory of the rest of of their lives that we're setting these children on, and that's our commitment. So I think there are things we need to adjust in our systems, how we use time in particular, but it's a great opportunity, great time to be a decision maker.
Yeah, that was well said. Before you go, you have a principal here, Austin, right?
I have a chief of schools.
Oh, you have a chief of schools. You're in another district, Austin.
I'm Fauquier.
Oh, you're with these guys? Yeah, he made an excellent comment before you guys got here. Yeah, I'll let you tell them the whole story later.
Of course,
I'm going to keep it a
That's what we
mystery.
expect.
That's why you sent him. Yeah, really interesting. You know, like what she said is also something that he brought up, which is really like this change is also an opportunity. I'm just going to summarize everything you just said. It's also really an opportunity, and we're really in a moment. All right, so I'm going to let you answer that whole thing.
I mean, I would agree. I think that, we have to just be open to it. And I think the change will come. We will adapt. We will make it happen, but we do have to get good at how we would embrace that. And I guess kind of the AI piece. And I think looking at it differently, right? Changing how we look at it.
Yeah.
Just being open to it and understanding that if we look at it through a singular lens, we'll get a singular outcome. But
Yes.
if we're looking at the whole picture and we're open to that and what the opportunities bring,
Yes.
there's tons that are available, of things that are available to us and options that we may have. So.
Yeah, and it will come at you and not just attacking at the teaching level. I like to think of it almost military strategy wise. It's like if I was a military coming after another military, I would go after the troops, right? That's who you go to war with, is the troops. Mm-hmm. Like the thing that's coming at you right now is at the troop level and is about to engage your generals. Okay? And that's all I was really commenting. You got the whole thing, and your comment was really, really fantastic. It's fun. So over to you. What's your comment?
I would just piggyback on those two things. It's an incredible opportunity, but I think it needs to be kind of ruled out or understood by everyone appropriately so that it could be effective. You made the comment about faster cars, and I think most people would agree that they want a faster car, but not everyone.
Horses. I was about horses, and then building cars. Building
cars.
Okay. So, was that what I said? What? Just tell me about. You guys are like, oh yeah, right. She said that.
You did say faster horses, cars.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the way that it's rolled out. That's the most important thing. Does everyone understand what the mission is and understand what we're trying to get at and what our success is supposed to look like?
Good. Well, this has been fun. You like it? Did you guys like that? That was really awesome. Okay, good. So we're going to give them all a big round of applause. Thank you, guys. Everybody got 10 bonus points at least.